I really love the original Robocop, and I really love the first two Terminators, and both of them could easily be in each other's universe. They have a ton in common. So a story where they collide but also adds lore to both of them to make it fit so it's not just a cheap gimmick is pretty awesome. Now I have played the game. There was one that came out on the SNES and one that came out on the Genesis, but I've never read the comic, so that's what I'm doing now. And the series is only 4 issues long, so it's a pretty easily digestible read. It's also published by Dark Horse Comics, so this will be the first series I've ever read fully by Dark Horse. The art, for the most part, is pretty cool. There are a few panels I really like. So we start in the Terminator future. Skynet has already taken over the world, and a woman named Flo realizes it is the fault of a cop named Alex Murphy who is Robocop. So she goes back in time to kill Alex. But there are also Terminators who go back in time to save Alex Murphy. It's like the Sarah Connor, John Connor thing, but kind of flipped. Robocop wastes absolutely no time and very quickly believes Flo that he is the cause of the Terminators, which really helps move the story along. Usually there would be some sort of part where he doesn't believe it and would have to be convinced slowly, but I kinda like that he's like, oh shit, maybe I need to be stopped. Also, Robocop has the ability to kind of remove his soul into machines and live within machines to learn and control them, which is kinda neat, but don't ask how the hell that works. Also, the Ed 209s are present and very stupid. At one point, Robocop's like, prepare to fire at anything robotic. And then they start shooting each other and he's like, oh no, not what I meant. Which like, yeah, that's kinda on him a little bit. So then Robocop clashes with the Terminators and manages to kill them, but he comes out badly damaged. With obvious proof of Terminators, Robocop feels bad and decides he needs to commit suicide and end this. So he does, and the day is saved. Psych, it's really not, because more Terminators go back in time to stop him from committing suicide, and then they fucking tear off his head and make him the creator by force, and unfortunately Flo dies, and Robocop's other friend dies, and Robocop is now unwillingly helping create Skynet. But at the last second, he fucking does that thing where he shoots his soul into the machine, so then he does that and he lays dormant for a while. And then he wakes up in the future and builds himself a new body to be in, and also makes an army of Robocop Terminators to fight the regular Terminators, so it's an all-out war of Terminator vs. Terminator. And so the Terminators try to stop him by offering him a virtual reality where he's with his wife, and also with Flo, and also with his other friend. And I mean, he's with them all romantically. There is no mention of his son. You can take away his body, but I guess he's just pure fucking horn dog. More like Robocock, am I right? But Robocop doesn't fall for that, and he reaches the main room where his old head is, and it's giant for some reason. And they're like, wait, don't kill us, don't you want to be a god? And he's like, Terminator, shut up and die. And then he fucking kills it, which actually ends the Terminators like permanently, and the future ends up really good, and the past ends up the same but without Skynet. So there is an actual ending rather than the whole circular time travel thing going on. So what are my thoughts? I think it's not a bad story, and it would have been a far better ending to Terminator and Robocop, both of those series, than Terminator 3 and Robocop 2 and 3. Now, some things I do feel need fixed. I'd say don't make Flo and the other woman love interests. Not every woman needs to be one. Let Robocop focus on his wife. Also, some things just really needed fleshed out. The story is really fast-paced, which it had to be because it's a 4-issue comic, but if this was made into a movie or something, some things need a bit more time. I would also like the fights to be longer, because they're over really fucking fast. Even the big ending war is over very quickly. I also think some of these new characters, like Flo, need to be fleshed out a little more. So basically, I'm just saying, flesh it out, make it a little bit longer. But hey, it's a cool concept, and like I said, I would have preferred this as the ending instead of what we got.